Hey everybody, Modern World Emporium here, and for today's video, we're covering a video by Horizon about a woman who hired all other women to work for her company. So let's see how that went. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and the original video will be in the description.
Whoever fought for women to get jobs. Why? Why did we do that? I am so tired. I want to just put my feet up. Oh my god.
A team of people. Everybody who works for me right now are men. I've noticed if I hire someone and they're female, I have to be careful about how I talk to them, even giving criticism. And maybe it's me, but I feel like I have to be a little bit nicer, or a little bit more gentler. Whereas with a dude, I can be like, can you just not do this again? And they're like, yeah, no problem, won't do it again. But if it's female, I'm like, okay, you did like this a little bit wrong. Here's how to do it a little bit better. Overall, you're doing a great job. Everything's fine. Please don't be upset.
If I was a man, and I'm not a man, but if I was a man, I wouldn't hire a woman. I wouldn't do it. And I say it all the time, and I say that, and that is something that women need to consider when they're talking about this stuff. When you are saying that a man complimenting you and saying, I really like your outfit today, is a form of sexism. If you're a man, why hire a woman, right? So you fought all this time to be able to get into the workforce, only to say these are going to be the rules. You know, if you say anything, even if you compliment me, if you look at me, anything, I'm going to have a reason to fight you. And by the way, you're going to want to settle and pay me, because even just the stain of an accusation is enough to ruin men. So if you're a guy, right, in this society, in this Me Too environment, in this litigation rich environment of misogyny and sexism and all of these claims, what is the value add? What's the risk? You know, the benefit and the risk. I can't do the analysis and say, I'd just be like, no, I'm just not hiring anyone. Give me all the men.
Companies. And there is an unfortunate amount of truth to everything they are saying here. It is much harder to deal with women in the workplace because they oftentimes will cause a lot of infighting. They have a lot of unnecessary demands. And on top of that, they tend to push boundaries far more than men will at work. And I don't mean in the good way. Women will try to push and see what they can get away with without you finally reprimanding them, while men will push to see what they can actually do to improve what they're working on at the company. This woman right here, the second clip I believe it was, says that when she had all women working for her, she pretty much couldn't critique anything they did because they would get upset and complain. And that alone should be a disqualifier from hiring these people for your company.
Can pay women less? Yes. Why don't they hire all women?
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Really?
I understand your argument, and I understand that you're angry.
I'm not angry.
I can hear it in your voice.
I'm not angry.
Your voice.
I'm hearing my voice, and I sound pretty calm.
You have now shifted the quality of your voice, and I thank you for that.
Okay.
And you've just given me a condescending look, and that's another reason why we need feminism. And now I'm done. And thank you so much.
OnlyFans aside, I personally would not advocate for employers to go looking to see how qualified the candidates are by the first thing that they're searching up after they see the name on the resume. Let's see if they have an OnlyFans account.
It comes up pretty quickly.
And it wouldn't just be that as part of their history, any more than I think it's relevant for an employer to be like, let's look through their Facebook, let's look through their Twitter, to specifically comb through their prospective applicants' internet history.
Okay,
in that way.
Internet history and OnlyFans are two different things.
OnlyFans can be part of your internet.
So if I'm a CEO and I'm hiring somebody, let's say I'm hiring a salesperson to close high-ticket deals, and they're talking with important people on a daily basis, and I'm sending that salesperson to go speak with these people, and if any of those people that they speak to look up that person's name and they find photography of them all over the internet, obviously they're going to take me and my company far less seriously if I have somebody working like that for me. How can you say that that's not important?
That woman in the first clip is an absolute fucking idiot. Literally couldn't come up with anything else except, oh, now you're mad at me, therefore I'm right. What a fucking moron. And she's fat and retarded too. Number two, it is crazy to me that this woman actually thinks that her OF should not be used against her when she applies for a real job. Congratulations, the gravy train is over, and you can't just make money on OF anymore. And when you finally go to get a real job, they absolutely have the right to discriminate against you. Like he says in the clip, if anyone sees a high-ranking representative of a company spreading pornography online, the company is fucked. Nobody's going to take you seriously, and nobody is going to work with you. Therefore, she is a complete fucking moron for having this mindset.
Men can walk around the streets without a shirt on. I think women should have every right to do so. There's honestly no difference. It is just a set of nipples.
Who has it easier in society, men or women?
Definitely men, because they get paid more and they also don't have to deal with sexual harassment in the streets. And if they want to be shirtless, they also don't have to worry about somebody looking at them like they're just throwing themselves out there.
Okay, so since you believe that, would you be willing to switch gender roles with a man?
No, because I like being a woman.
Well then,
I've interviewed guys that have spent literally their life savings just like die, like they haven't seen their kid in like a year and a half, and you can see it like it just wrecks them emotionally. You said you're a lawyer.
I am.
I'm sure you deal with this all the time then, but it's so sad. Like there are so many guys I've interviewed where I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if they committed suicide.
Well, that's
Of course, the woman in the second clip wouldn't want to switch roles with a man. She knows that deep down she has life easy. She lives on fucking recruit difficulty and never has to do anything strenuous or hard. She's just another brainwashed fucking idiot by the media that thinks that her life is harder simply because she's a woman. I want to commentate on one very specific thing in the third clip here with Pearl. Of course, I'm not a big fan of her, but I just want to talk about how the second she says that some of the men she talked to, she would be shocked if they didn't commit, or if they did commit. Notice how the female in the back immediately starts trying to justify her profession as what I'm assuming is a divorce lawyer, and her directly contributing to these life-ending results. It's just really fucking disgusting, and a person like this absolutely deserves every bad thing that ever happens to them.
should men be expected to bring more to the table than they ever have in order to please women who bring less to the table than they ever have?
Because the man is the provider, baby.
Why are women typically spoiled beyond their needs while men are typically deprived of their basic needs?
Because women deserve more.
Did you know 60% of male managers say they are uncomfortable working alone with a woman out of fear of complaints of sexual harassment? Women in the workplace. Men, do not avoid working with women because you're afraid of sexual harassment complaints. That is gender discrimination. To avoid sexual harassment complaints, do not sexually harass people.
Period. I do not want to work for the rest of my life. Does it look like I want to get up at 6 a.m. every fucking day for the next 60 years? No. I'm too pretty for that.
Newsflash, my love. Beauty is a depreciating asset. Yes, your beauty will fade just like everybody else's. You are no exception. And once your beauty fades, you will have nothing to bring to the table. And once you don't have anything to bring to the table, the people that were giving you stuff because you were beautiful will take all of it back, and you will be left with nothing, including no self-esteem. So instead of relying on your beauty to get ahead, why don't you go out there and get a damn job, get some skills, get some education, so when your beauty does fade, you have something to stand on, because relying on your beauty is a short-term play.
So
The woman in clip number 1 has about 3 total brain cells. I'm shocked she was able to string together a full sentence just by looking at her. She looks incredibly fucking dumb. You could tell it's definitely a single-digit IQ situation. As for clip number 2, you have this absolutely overacted cringe scenario where she thinks that she's funny, because this is pretty much what women do when they think they're funny. They either talk about cheating on men or just overacting and making retarded facial expressions. So what she doesn't realize is that women in the workplace a lot of time will use these falsified allegations in order to gain a leg up on the company and get their male competition fired. This is a known fact. And of course, someone that looks like this and is so fucking stupid and cringeworthy would believe that it's the other way around. As for clip number 3, this woman, first off, she's not that pretty to begin with. How can you sit there and say you're too pretty to work? You look like a fucking, wood post pretty much. And that woman that talks to her, sets her straight pretty much, tells her that, you may think you're pretty now, but you won't be pretty in 20 years, so get a fucking job. And she's right. Women always rely on their beauty to try and almost scam things out of men, I would say, at this point. And they think that it entitles them to pretty much everything for life and free. And I think that it is correct what this woman is saying. Entitlement and just being completely stupid is what leads women down this mindset, and they need to shake loose of it and get a real fucking job.
Came out recently that looked at the impact of the Me Too movement on academia, and it actually shows that post Me Too, women's productivity fell largely due to fewer collaborations with male researchers. The paper shows that this drop is most pronounced at universities where the perceived risk of sexual harassment accusations is highest. So the actual findings comparing research before and after the movement are right here, and as you can see, after the Me Too movement, collaborations with male researchers inside the same institution fell to close to zero. The author points out that men feel like if they accidentally say the wrong thing, they could be canceled or fired. She also notes that institutions that have clear policies on sexual harassment help reduce this perceived risk. And this isn't just in academia. The paper also cites a 2018 study which showed that 60% of male managers are uncomfortable participating in common activities with women due to the same concerns. And a curious finding of the study was that men make up for the loss in this collaboration by just collaborating more with other men, whereas women don't make up for it at all. The author concludes her findings by saying that Me Too was important for raising awareness, but it's also increasingly important for institutions to have really clear sexual harassment guidelines.
You hire 50% women engineers and 50% male engineers, then the women engineers are less qualified because the pool of engineers is lower among women. So you can't hire 50% women engineers without producing a decrement in the quality of the engineers because this selection pool is too small. You can't do that on a large scale. You might be able to do that in one company. But look, you think about it mathematically. If there's 10 times as many male engineers as there are female engineers, and you insist upon hiring 50-50, then obviously the degree to which the female engineers are proficient cannot be the same as the degree to which the male engineers are proficient. It's mathematically impossible.
So you're saying don't even try?
No, I'm saying something much more specific than that.
And he is correct. Me Too has essentially destroyed the female collaboration market, especially in the workplace. What he basically says here is that ever since the Me Too movement took off and became really big, men will not collaborate with their female partners at work or other female coworkers. And I've also noticed this in my personal place of work as well. This is pretty much because women set it up that anything and everything can be considered sexual harassment. Anything from a slight glance to saying the wrong thing, like he says. These men are within their full rights to not collaborate with you, and the women that are getting upset have to just fucking deal with it. You set the system up, you were the one benefiting from the system, and now that it's finally starting to cause some backlash towards you, there is absolutely nothing you can fucking do about it. As for the second clip, he is 100% correct. He explained it pretty well in there, so there's not much else I can contribute outside of. He is right though. There isn't a 50-50 split when it comes to most careers is because there is not enough women to fill that gap that are interested in that career. And these brain dead fucking idiot feminists can never accept that. Maybe a woman doesn't want to be an engineer. Maybe a woman doesn't want to be, like a garbage man or something else that they get upset that men make a lot of money doing. Women and men are completely different and therefore prefer different types of jobs. And I have never understood why this was so hard to understand.
I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with 22 people in that 10 days. My goal was 20 and I just hit 22 this morning. It's 1 p.m. now here in Paris and I need to check out because I'm going home. I really doubt I'm going to get another one on the board, either on the plane or on my layover. So I think 22 is where we're going to cap it out. But how did I go?
Well, I have a new funniest request.
Oh, an own event. Tell me, please tell me.
So this has just come through yesterday. So I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
And I'm reading through the paragraph of what he's asked and I'm like, okay, cool. Yep. Seems pretty normal. Want to squirt. It's 5 minutes. And then I see it's a full striptease to the entire song of Good For You by Selena Gomez.
No way. What?
Silly me's accepted the payment. Yeah, that's fine. 5 minute custom solo, whatever. Before I've seen the whole terms and conditions.
The T's and C's.
With everything that we talked about with twin flame soulmates, I think it's all becoming a bit outdated.
Yeah. Same.
I think you choose a person, you make it work, you build a life with them. And if you are married or not, who cares?
Exactly. And I think, if you get married, cool. if you don't, whatever. You can have kids with someone and still be in a relationship with them. And as we said, once you live with them for 6 months anyway, it's de facto. You're basically the same as being married anyway.
Yeah.
You don't need a ring and a piece of paper. If you want to do that, go for your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I want to get married just because I want to have a party.
I'm the same. I don't want a big deal. I just want
a
nice ring and a party.
Same.
So I don't even care if I don't get married. I just want to be
a ring and a party. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just want to have the fantasy of, oh yeah, maybe one day keep the families happy.
Yeah, exactly right.
I feel like my grandparents and my parents would both be super excited and want that to happen. So if I just get engaged, I'll be like, oh, maybe next year.
I'm actually flabbergasted at how fucking disgusting this woman is. Assuming this is the same woman in this and throughout the entire 2 or 3 clips here. Like, why would you ever go online to brag how many people have banged you? Like, what the fuck? I will never understand the modern female mind. Probably because A, they're too dumb, and B, they actually think fucking endless men is some kind of achievement. Like, what did you hope to attain by coming online and letting the entire fucking world know that you're just a sleazeball? Like, how fucking disgusting. And then what makes it even worse is these other women give women like this platforms to spread this kind of mindset. Like, why the fuck would you ever want to encourage any other people, especially other young women, to want to act like this, to want to pursue a career like this? You people are fucking gross. They should be fucking locked up. And if anything, they should actually face the wall right before they hear a trigger being pulled. With that, we're going to cut the video short today. Please like and subscribe. Thank you to Horizon for creating the original piece of content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.